talks, no filters, just truth. I'm soft, but I'm solid, don't get it confused. Know who I am, got nothing to prove. Yeah. Pretty and powerful, walking in truth. Yeah. I don't gotta dim just to make room for you. Yeah, real true, sweet speaking it clear. Love me a man that ain't moved by fear. I shine, he shine, we both up here.
Hey, what's going
Hey,
on,
boo.
Yami? What's
What
going
is up?
on? Hey, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to another live with Kira Sheree. And we have a very special guest today with Love Yami.
Hey,
Woo!
hey, I'm so happy to be here joining you live.
Yes, thank you so much for coming.
Yep.
So, we're going to jump right into it and we're going to get to our icebreaker. First of all, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's Monday. I'm off. The kids are back in school after being
Mm-hmm.
home all week. So I'm doing good. I can't complain.
Absolutely. And actually, with that being said, we are coming off of the spring break. And this is going to segue us right into our first topic. So we're
Let's
going to
do
head
it.
over to TikTok. And we have this content creator. She specializes in like dry humor, but it's about lived experiences. So she's super funny. But
Let's see.
mhm. Oh, it is silent. There we go.
Hot Pockets watching the Jerry Springer show. That was it. That was the full itinerary. No supervision, no culture, no coordinated outfits, just cable and microwaved meals. Now we're taking kids to Italy? Italy for spring break. Like they've earned that. What have they done? I don't remember going outside. Now we're doing Europe? The expectations now. You have to make memories. We weren't making memories. We were surviving and thriving. No one asked if I wanted to broaden my horizons. My horizon was the living room. We need to do less.
All right, I'm gonna play it again really quick from the beginning because the first half of it kind of got clipped up.
We need to talk about spring break because I'm pretty sure my spring break was me home alone eating Hot Pockets watching the Jerry Springer show. That was it. That was the full itinerary. No supervision, no culture, no coordinated outfits, just cable and microwaved meals. Now we're taking kids to Italy? Italy for spring break. Like they've earned that. What have they done? I don't remember going outside. Now we're doing Europe? The expectations now. You have to make memories. We weren't making memories. We were surviving and thriving. No one asked if I wanted to broaden my horizons. My horizon was the living room. We need to do less.
So, what do you have to say about that? Can you hear me? All right, let's see. Wait, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Let me see. I can't hear you. If you got a call or something came in, you might have to leave out and come back in. No. Can you hear me? Okay, so you might have to leave out and then come back in. Let me see. Yami, you might have to leave out and come back in. Let me see. Let's see. Check to see if you're muted. Are you muted at all? Yeah. You might have to leave and come back in. But I'm going to talk about really quick my experience as far as spring break while she come out, leave out and come back in. I'm gonna try and call her. Can you hear me? Yeah, try and leave out and come back in. All right. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. But she's gonna leave out and come back in. But I'm gonna tell you guys about my experience for spring break. Spring break to me, for me, was a time when we just we had a lot of fun with the kids in the neighborhood. We didn't do any trips, any extravagant trips. We didn't, the most we might do is go over to like a family member's house or like a cousin's house, or, we didn't really do much spending the night at friends, but it was just really a big time for community and we had fun. It was almost a guarantee that somebody was going to come back with a broken limb. Oh, she's back. Hold on one second.
There we go. I don't know what happened.
Yes. Okay.
I
So
couldn't hear the
anytime,
video.
yeah, anytime that happens, it could have been like a call or something. Anytime that happens, you could just leave out and come right back in.
Yeah.
It should just
Okay.
reboot.
And I had my joint on Do Not Disturb, so I'm like, what the heck? But I got the gist of what she was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny though. Like, did you do anything? How old are your okay?
So
So background. How old are your kids?
so Ava is 11 and Trey is 7. Yeah. But I was just saying
Okay.
telling them about like how it was for me growing up like during spring break. We didn't do any like elaborate trips. We didn't The most we did was went over to like cousins' houses or whatever. We didn't really spend the night at like friends' houses, but it was just a real big time for community. Like the neighborhood
Yeah.
kids would come outside and it'll be like whoever block it was, it would be like
Yeah.
50 kids on one block. And you know, it was we wasn't doing any crazy trips, but you know,
No. Yeah, we
how
didn't
about
do
you?
I didn't do it. Look, I grew up broke, so it was no spring break vacations or none of that. Same thing. Like we just played outside. Like it was just a week to go and play outside, and we may have like done something around the neighborhood, but like I don't have any like spring break memories. Like I think my
Mhm.
family and I took we might have had like one vacation. So like we ain't had it. So we wasn't going nowhere. I didn't get a passport and do stuff until I was an adult. So
Right.
definitely not how I grew up.
Right, for sure, for sure. And even like for as far as us, like every year I say I'm gonna plan something for spring break with the kids, and I
Yeah.
never do. I never do.
Yeah.
Honestly, spring break is a break for me too.
Same.
Like,
I mean, I took off work all week just to be in the house and
yeah.
and because like my husband works from home too, so it's like
Mhm.
it- the little one runs around all crazy. So I'm like, I take off with them. I think I purposefully, well, I know I purposely don't plan to do stuff during spring break as far as vacations because that's when everyone is taking vacations. And one, things are more expensive. Two, you're not going to get as great of a deal traveling during this week.
Right.
Hotels are more expensive, flights are more expensive, and because everyone is vacationing, people don't take their kids out of school, so they're like, all right, spring break, Christmas break, summer, those are the times to take vacation. For me, I like to do local stuff with the kids.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I'll take them right up here. Took my son to the Funplex one day. Man, we're gonna go. You're gonna play, run around, cool. Come outside in the back, play outside. So it is very like low key. But we do vacation outside of that. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, what did they do? They did go to Funzilla. They did do that, but
yeah,
I'm telling you, this little the spring break is a break for me too. I'm
yes,
not on spring break. I'm not doing practices. I'm not doing like I just that week is off.
yeah,
Mommy mode is off. And I don't know if
yes.
that's me being that's me being selfish. I'm a
But there's
they
nothing wrong
do
with
too.
that too,
Yeah,
right?
they do
Like
so much during
because
the
they
year.
do
Like,
so much other stuff. And for me
yeah.
too, like for us, like I don't try to prioritize trying to do stuff and go places on spring break because like I said, like we vacation usually at the end of the summer. Last year I
Mhm.
took them out of school for a week in January and went to the
Yeah.
Bahamas for my birthday. And so it's like y'all may not do anything on spring break, but we're doing at least one thing a year. So yeah, that's my listen. I was sitting right here in this office, chilling,
Chilling.
playing video games most of the week. So
Chilling. Exactly. And we typically do stuff. We do a big family trip every year.
yeah,
Um, and we look forward to it. But really quickly, let's get to some of these comments. International Skull said, "Hey Kara, what's going on?" Soft Rain said, "Hey ladies, hey
Hola.
hey." Tristan said, "Hey Kara, what's going on, Tristan?" And they just busting it up in the chat. What up, Skull and Rain? What's the word? T. Um, what else do we have? Any? They just chopping it up in the comment section. I love that. Sko says she's muted. That's when we were having a
Oh,
little
that's
bit
when
of
I,
a
yeah,
technical,
I
yeah,
couldn't
technical
hear nothing.
difficulty. Yeah. Soft Rain says spring break for me was at the house, and I better not answer the door
Yeah.
or the phone.
Because we was home
Absolutely.
alone. Our parents was not
Yes.
at home with us. We was in the
Yes.
house alone. Like, could you
Mm-hmm.
imagine like the ages that we were home alone too? Like, let's talk about that.
Listen,
There's no way that I would have my kids at that age home alone. Not these kids.
what do
Child,
they call? What do
please.
they call them? Latchkey babies. You
Latchkey
better not.
kids. I
You
was a
better.
latchkey kid.
Yes.
Like walking home from school. Like, there's no way that I'd go right up the street to take my kids to the bus stop. Like, nah, y'all not
Yeah.
walking out
Let me
by
tell
yourself.
you, a couple of years ago, Ken had got attacked by a dog, right? And that scared the living life out of me. I said I would never allow my kids to walk home the way we had to walk home. Okay. Because I be seeing stuff online with people be getting attacked by these dogs. Oh my gosh. It is like
Yeah,
so scary
no.
to me. And I don't know if just I don't know. We just living in different times. We just aware of
It
what the
is.
possibilities are. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah. Cause it's like, yo, kids was getting snatched back then too, just like nobody, cause I had no social media. Like I told
Listen.
my kids all the time when they walk, like, don't get kidnapped, cause I
Yep.
am not trying to go through that shit. Nobody looking for your ass. So don't get too.
Right. Like, well, what am I supposed to do? Run,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly.
Tez, what's good, bro? They still chopping it up in the chat. Sko says spring break not even a week anymore. It's just a weekend of Easter and then they're back to school Tuesday. I don't know. I guess it's
Mine
where you
off
at.
all
Where we
week.
at? Yeah, they're off all week. It
Yes.
actually started Friday because the Friday before because they had a half a day.
Yeah. Ours started Thursday. So it was half a day on Thursday, and then it was supposed to be half a day on Friday, but they had a snow
Yeah.
day. So
I mean,
Thursday
no,
half day, Friday
you're
off,
right. It
and then the
was
whole
because
week.
yeah, it was Thursday a half a day because Friday was Good Friday and they were off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everybody was off on Friday, even Ken.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I I feel like I'm trying to give my son experiences that I never had, but when it comes to spring break, he's at home. LOL. Absolutely, absolutely. So
Yeah.
take it.
Plus, let them chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
how I don't know. I'm different. I mean, I might be different in some regards because like I'm somebody who is I feel like I'm still a big ass kid, right? Like I play
mhm,
video games, so I don't have no problem with my son playing video games. Both of them, like they be chilling as long as like grades are straight, like we're good. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
so they need to decompress too. Like they break just like we need to break. You know what I mean?
right.
So and like she said too, like I definitely try to give the kids experiences, but I just don't limit it to like okay, this has to happen during spring break. Like we sit down at the beginning of the year and say, all right, where are we going to take them this year? And then try to find the time that works for that. And I don't have a problem pulling the kids out if it makes sense,
Yeah,
depending on what month it is too.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And that goes to answering the question: Are we spoiling our kids? I don't know. I think pe- I think most people parent in a sense to where they want their kids to experience things that they wish they could as a kid, and whether that gets translated for some people as in spoiling your kids or not, I don't know. That's left up to the individual interpretation. But for me, I'm gonna let my kids experience life, especially if it's
Yeah.
within my means. If I could afford it, we out.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't think it's spoiling, right? I think when spoiling your kids, it has more like negative connotation to it, where you're just like giving your kids things in a way that builds a sense of entitlement, right? Like
Mhm.
for us, it 100% is like, hey, I didn't do any of this growing up.
Mhm.
Like my son had a passport at 3, and we were out, right? And so I
Mhm.
don't consider that spoiling. To me, it's like just like you said, we're giving them experiences that we didn't have. If it's in the means and we can do it, then we're gonna do it.
Right.
So yeah, so I mean, and back to like the real where she's like, oh, with spring break, like we was out, there people are out, they're going to Europe. Like just because other people are doing that during spring break too, that doesn't mean that that's the norm or that's a standard or you have to measure yourself to that or
Right.
to those people, right? Like take your kids somewhere. Like yes, like let them experience this if you can. Again, do
Right.
what you can within your means.
Right, absolutely. And back to her reel, she said something very nostalgic. She said we was at home watching Jerry Springer.
Watching shit we
Oh,
had no business watching. Like, why were we watching Jerry
oh my
Springer?
gosh.
Girl.
Oh my gosh.
Ricky
That was I
Lake.
think that was the highlight of my spring break. Was watching
Like,
Jerry
what were
Springer.
we doing watching Jerry Springer, yo? Oh my goodness.
Crazy. There's a whole year to travel. I'm not going to be on the road or in the air during spring break. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we're gonna go to our next segment.
Oops.
Um, and we're gonna head over to, let me remove this. We're gonna go over to TikTok.
My audio better stay on. I don't know what it was with the TikTok switch. If it is, I'll just jump out and come right back.
Yep,
Give me-
absolutely. Okay, where we at?
Because I was having a conversation with my boy about just the idea of like, why do we demonize being content? A nigga works so hard and get a little bit of chicken, you supposed to be like, man, it's cool to take your foot off the gas sometimes. But in this culture, it's just like, you have to always get more. And what's the next step? What's the next play? This nigga got more than me. And this nigga, it never stops. Niggas be 70.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Still chasing the dream. So it's like, I'm not mad at, like, I look around at people who are like, I'm in the music business, right? I'm an artist for real. 9 to 5, nigga, 12 to 12, all day making music. But I got homies who are not in it and they have a regular job. I don't have no kids at this point. They got 2-3 kids, a wife, a family. They're content and they're happy. Me, every day, I'm chasing. I'm chasing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm getting to the point where, nigga, I'm seeking happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes me happy for real? Because I was having a conversation.
Okay. Did you need me to play it again or you got it?
No, I can hear it this time.
Okay. Okay, so let me know what you think about that. My question is, how do you manage ambition between you, your friends, family members, and spouse?
So this is actually something that I have, I will say, struggled with because I've always been someone who is an overachiever, right? And since I was a kid, like little kid, and I've always had to get the next thing, do the next thing. Went to school, did like everything in my career, in my life. It's like I'm doing this. I maximize. I'm doing this opportunity, that opportunity. I'm getting this credential, this certificate. Bam, 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 bam. Right. And then as far as the being content part, I remember I had a conversation. I walked into, I'll never forget. This is how like ingrained this memory is in me. I went into the garage, my husband was in the garage, and I was getting ready to do something else. I think I was getting ready to start a doctorate program, right? Something else. And it was another thing and teach a class or something. And he was like, when is it gonna be enough? Like
Mm,
when is like you've done all these things already, at what point are the things that you have already, like when are you going to stop chasing the next thing, and who is it for, like who, is it for
right.
you, is it for us, because that's what happens, right? We tell ourselves like, I'm doing all this to make better opportunities for my kids so I can position myself and the next thing. But it's like, if I'm doing all of this and the people at home are not happy, then what is it for, right? Like if I'm doing all this stuff and it takes me away from the kids, if it takes me away from my husband, if like I'm just running around, why is it not enough? At what point am I just content with what I have, with what we've established, and just like you said, take your foot off the gas and just
Mhm.
just coast? So
Yeah,
that's where I'm at
that's
now.
good. Very good. I I struggle with this as well. I have always been an entrepreneur, and so as an entrepreneur, you always got to figure out like riding the next wave,
Yeah.
right? because things are ever changing, like different marketing
Yeah.
tactics, different like ways of getting people in, engaging, customer retention. You always got to focus on, like, you got to kind of be 3, 4, 5, 6 steps
Yes.
ahead. And one day I had asked Ken, I'm like, how come you never went to be like wanted to be like a manager at your job, or like a, what do they call them, like the union reps, or like just
Yeah.
asking him about like the next step, like
Yeah.
in his job. And he was like, basically, he, going into those management positions, those companies and corporations, they make you as if they own you.
Yeah.
The required hours, and you don't necessarily get paid. If you're on a salary, you have to be at their beck and call all the time. um, they don't give you like the overtime incentives and things like that whenever you're in management positions. And
Yeah.
with the type of work that he does, it's a very labor intensive job. And he don't want all that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
something that I had to understand and realize, like, everybody don't want and don't have the same drive to be the next CEO. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I had to really get over that, because I'm like, oh,
You're
why don't you
like,
do it?
yo,
Yeah,
bet we can
yeah,
make
yeah. I'm like,
some
let's go.
bet.
Like, any
Yeah.
way I can help you kind of go to the next,
Yeah. Because
go
you want
to
to
the
make sure
next.
that you're being supportive of that too. Like you want to make sure that, like, hey,
Absolutely.
if you do have this desire, or this ambition, that you're
Hmm.
there to support it in any way that you can, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
But then when you see, like, hey,
Exactly.
he don't necessarily want to do that, you're like, all right. But like you said, you have to. It's the understanding of why, which is like, when that's inherent in you, it's hard to
Hmm.
understand that on from someone if it may not be. So yeah, and
Exactly.
trust me, I know. I had a business, I had a store. When I tell you I have done like, I've been business, and I still do, like, with my being online, it's still a business, right?
Oh, for sure. For
It's
sure.
still, I'm still, making money from it, and optimizing, and all that stuff that comes along
Hmm.
with it. But I have scaled back, and really what is required is, like, you have to have your definition of success, right? Like, what do you
Correct.
define
Hmm.
success as? What is successful for you? And everybody is different, right? For me, success may be, if I look at it financially, maybe be able to take those trips with the kids, and maybe be able, to say, like, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. It may be that, like, my house is paid off one day. Everybody has a different level of it,
Hmm.
right? So you really have to determine what that is for you. And as someone who is in charge of people, let me tell you, that manager should be for the birds sometimes, because dealing with people, girl, listen,
Yeah,
dealing with
exactly. And
people is
then,
the worst part of the job. Like, the
yeah.
job itself is fine, but dealing with people, the people
Hmm.
stuff, you just be like, Lord, these people in here,
Yeah.
these drive me crazy.
Yeah. And honestly, too, that's another thing too, is like also understanding like your partner, like understanding that
Yeah.
he may not be the best person in a management position, because he is no nonsense when it comes to BS. And he'll be done curse somebody out and call them stupid.
Listen,
Like
listen,
does-
listen.
that Caribbean side come out real fast. He has no
No
tolerance.
patience. Yeah.
Yeah, he
I'm
yeah,
lucky my job is a little bit different, so I be cussing
yeah.
them out, and it ain't frowned upon. We don't Our HR system ain't set up the same way
Right, exactly.
in
You
the
mess
army
around and
like
not
other
have a job.
people's is, because I just straight up be telling people, like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right, exactly. All right, really quick, let's get to some of these comments. The Tez down. Hey, Tez. The supervisor is everyone's B. The upper management doesn't respect you, and coworkers don't like you. You also work way harder than everyone else in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're stuck in that middle ground, like where it's like everybody hates you and or
Yeah.
they don't
And
respect
it's
you.
easy to dump stuff. Like, my husband goes through it, like, every day.
Yeah,
It's like, he's in charge of stuff. He would have walked off that job I don't know how many times, and they're like, no, stay.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. It's hard, I'm sure. Trisha said, I think it's easier to chase when you don't have the responsibility of caring for a family. When you have a spouse and children, you have to find contentment that would allow you to spend time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, because I agree with that 100%, because that was also a struggle of mine. So, like, growing up and coming up in a black salon, girl, you be in the salon. The stylist, we used to be in there from the sun up to the sun
The
down.
sun down.
Coming home at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, sometimes 12 o'clock at night on like Fridays and stuff like that after doing so many clients. Like, we used to get busy. But whenever, I started having kids and stuff like that, Ken had to step in. But he stepped in
Yeah.
and was like, no, we need you home.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't really go as hard as I once was,
Yeah.
but I was
Yeah.
able to manage like doing what works best for me and still maximizing my financial potential.
Yeah.
And it's been a beautiful thing, a beautiful journey for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Mm.
listen, let me tell you, if you know, like Lamar, like he's not working his job because he loves it, right? Like
Right.
he's there because he has a family. I just had this conversation with him the other day. Like, hey, if you didn't do this or you didn't have to do it, like what would you do that you're passionate about? And of course it's like something music related, right? But he's like, I'm not going to just up and leave the job because yeah, it's annoying, but it's not like it's a difficult job and I'm getting paid well, right? And so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's the understanding of like he's still there, not because he wants to be, but because he has a wife and he has kids and he has like responsibilities and stuff to uphold. So yeah, it for sure is easier to chase when you're just out there by yourself and you can just up and move around. You move around differently, right? Like so,
Mhm.
yeah. And but some people chase and do that and like they have a different support system at home as well too, like when you have if you're a man whose wife stays at home you're able to do more as far as
Mhm.
chasing and going work wise because you know that the kids are home with mom, but like we're dual income, so
Right.
it's a whole different setup over here.
It is. It definitely is. Okay, so we're gonna head on over to our last topic.
It's the
Let's
one
see.
right here.
I know, child. This is going to be interesting to say the least. Leslie Jones, a couple of weeks ago, she went on, I can't remember the name of the show she went on, but she went on to say that marriage today is like modern day slavery. So let's see what sis had to say.
Yes, I do. Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my
Absolutely
head.
not. I don't think I don't know how you don't. A man is if especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, you might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
Wow. So there are young people watching who might be wanting to get married. What would you say to them?
Don't
get married.
No.
Okay.
Is she married
Wait,
to
I'm
a
gonna play it.
dude?
I'm gonna play it one more time because I think the first half of
Because
it. Hold on.
I think marriage is legalized slavery.
You do.
Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my
Absolutely
head.
not. I don't think I don't know how you don't. A man is if especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, you might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
Wow. So there are young people watching who might be wanting to get married. What would you say to them?
Don't
get married.
No.
Okay.
okay.
Uh-oh, did she go back out again? I think she went back out again, guys. Let's see. Yeah, she'll be back shortly. But yeah. Leslie Jones went on to say that marriage is like modern day slavery. Now, I know you guys probably have seen this already, but it's interesting that you find these women who aren't married, who's never been married, giving this advice. I don't know. Oh, Yami is back.
I put my phone on do not disturb so I would not be disturbed. And then my daughter calls me and
Oh
she's
man.
on like my allowed list. Girl, stop calling.
It's all
I'm
good. It's
sorry.
all good. So yeah, so do you have I was just talking about Leslie Jones being a woman who is not married and who's never been married, given this type of advice. But go ahead, you can add.
Okay, see, that's why I wanted to know too. Like, what's the background? Like, you're not married and you've never been married. So, what are you basing that off of? Because you're not basing your opinion off of like a personal experience to say that it's modern day slavery. Um, and my thing is, I have never felt that way in my marriage, in my relationship. I have never felt like a slave to my husband. Like, not ever once. Even in the times where I felt like life was life in and I may have been overwhelmed or I may have
Mhm.
been burnt out during a season, I never felt like, "Oh, I'm a slave here and it's a whip and a chain." Like, and I think my husband and I have very we do have some traditional like roles, not so much in the sense of like, hey, he's gonna work and I'm gonna stay home. Because that was never like for me. Like, I always had to get my own money. I just couldn't. And
Mhm.
not to put anyone down who's a stay-at-home mom or whatever, like that's difficult. Just for me personally, I always wanted to work and make money. But it all depends on who you're partnering with. Like, who are you
Mhm.
picking?
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. Like, if you're picking someone who makes you feel that way, then that's on you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. No, I agree 100%. Like even when times get tough, like and I get stressed out, like overwhelmed, my sleep pattern is off. Um yeah, I never ever felt like a slave. And one thing like you said about choosing your partner, I anytime I'm feeling overwhelmed, I express that. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, I I need a break. And luckily
Yeah.
he affords me that. You know, he
Yeah.
affords me to just kind of like just chill out or whatever for whatever amount of time.
Yeah.
It's typically not too long, but he gives me the space and opportunity to just relax. Like
Yeah.
but you know, there are some men who want the woman to, you know, cook, clean, you know,
Yeah.
and they just I couldn't be a stay-at-home wife. I couldn't do it. And
Yeah.
honestly, I've never seen a situation to where it actually worked when the woman felt fulfilled by being a stay-at-home wife.
Yeah, and I've seen, so being in the army, right? I see a lot of that. I see a lot of, because it's male dominated, and so it's men whose wives stay at home, and a lot of them have stay at home moms. None of them are like stay at home wives. They usually have kids, but um,
Mhm,
and just that dynamic is it's so different, and I couldn't do it personally just because like I need to have like that autonomy, and I could not fully just like not be able to. I'm not running shit by you if I want to go buy something, and like I don't know. I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like I got to come to you for stuff, and everybody's setup is different, and maybe it would be helpful to get that perspective from someone who is at home. But there's a lot of women who I think are stay-at-home moms who shoulder and carry a lot of resentment,
exactly.
because they feel that, right, and they don't feel appreciated, and they're doing all the cooking and the cleaning and then taking care of the kids, and then when the husband comes home, he's not picking up and taking over.
Mhm,
It's one more person that I have to take care of, and more person that I have to look after. So I think there's a healthy way and a healthy setup that you can be a stay-at-home mom and traditionally and have him go work and all that. But it's a balance. You have to be with someone who recognizes the value in you staying at home. And if
yeah,
he don't recognize the value, then you're always going to be struggling against that. Like,
yeah,
always. Um, so yeah, but to say that marriage is modern day slavery and you've never been married, like the fuck are you talking? Like, I'm sorry. Like, to me, that's
yeah,
just so outlandish. And just to tell people like straight up, like, don't get married, it's slavery. And then we gotta realize too, like, there's some women who want that. There's some women who want to be in that traditional role. They want to stay home and they want to cook and they want to clean. And even if they don't stay home, like I handle the majority of the cleaning inside the house, but I tell you what I'm not doing. I ain't mowing no lawn. I ain't taking out the trash. Like, There's
Right.
always a trade-off with stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
It's always a trade-off for sure.
yeah, it's all about the person. Like the person that you choose, the person that you say I do to, that's gonna dictate how you feel and your
Right.
day to day and whether or not you feel resentment or like a slave or whatever. It's just like stop picking motherfuckers that ain't shit. Like, I'm
Right.
sorry.
For sure.
That's
No, it's all good. Go off. Go off, sis. Right. No, I definitely agree. I think, and also too, what really kind of like pissed me off was when the lady had asked her at the end, "What do you tell women who want to get married?" And she's like, "Don't." It's like, I hope
right.
these girls ain't listening to her, because it's marriage can be a beautiful thing. Like it's a lot of work, but it could be a beautiful thing. Me and my dog, we have fun. Okay, me and
Listen,
Kim, we have us a
we
good
can get here
time.
cutting up, okay?
Exactly,
Cutting
exactly.
up.
And he's pretty chill. He's pretty, mild temper. But when it's time to have a good time, we be out. He ain't
Yeah.
never turned down a trip. He ain't never turned down, like, because some men also too, they don't go nowhere. They don't do nothing.
Yeah.
He's nah, he
Yeah.
not. We out.
Listen, Lamar be down. He be down with my shenanigans all the time. But it is, and it's just like, yo, it's wild for me to say that or to hear that. Like
Yeah.
that it's slavery. It like, again, it all comes back to who you decide to be with, who you choose, and liking the person that you're with. Like
Hmm.
you gotta you have to like that person. And a lot of people, I was just having this conversation with my husband the other day. A lot of people are married to people that they don't like.
Hmm.
And you're always going to have some issue regardless because you're going to have that resentment towards them. So it's like fundamentally, like me and my husband are friends before anything else. Like he's
Hmm.
cool. I love chilling with him. We like to just be in the house, just
Chilling.
like chilling. Like when COVID happened, it was, aside from obviously people dying and shit, like it was nothing for us to be in the crib because we be
Right.
in the house anyway, right?
Chilling.
Because I like him and he likes me. So it's like, yeah, like slavery, like
Wow.
that's crazy. That's a
Yeah.
stretch. That's a stretch.
Yeah.
Like you see how you say that you ain't even got no man. Like
That's exactly my point. Exactly
you
my
never been
point.
married. So
Yeah, because it could be a guy that she actually really likes and wants to be with, and if he came strong enough, sister should be.
right. You'd be like,
Listen,
yes, I do.
yes, exactly,
So get out of
exactly.
here.
All open, nose wide
Right.
open.
And
Okay.
then it's crazy because she's not she don't have a traditional job. Like she's a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you poo-pooing marriage and then talking about it through a lens of like a traditional marriage and what men expect? And it's not, I don't like to generalize things either to where she's like if you get a man who not all men expect that. Some are
Mm-hmm.
fine with women who work and contributing to the household. Like, mine is like he wouldn't have been down to shit. Look, we both making money out here. Like,
Right, exactly, and that's always the best too. Like two incomes,
yes,
especially if they good. You know
yes.
what I mean? The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. All right, let's get through some of these comments. Out of respect for your platform, I won't clown her as much today. No, it's all good. Go ahead. We're open to the conversation. Let's hear what you got
Yeah,
to say.
absolutely. Go ahead. I don't care. I got thick skin. I tell you, I've been in the army for 21 years. Ain't nothing you can say to me that's gonna make me feel no type of way.
Right, but I think they were talking about Leslie Jones.
Oh, okay.
Like
I was
golden
gonna
on
say,
Leslie. Oh, you ready for all the smoke? Yami said, "Look, I love that. I love that." And then Soft Rain said, "Nah, T, go in. Absolutely." She stated that her dad raised her not to be a wife. Exactly. In another clip,
oh,
Leslie
Leslie
Jones,
Jones. Oh,
yeah,
see.
Leslie Jones actually
See, you
stated
gotta let
her.
me know too, because I don't be following the celebrity stuff. I don't
I
be on
know,
that.
I know, I know.
But
And I should have had the clip
I
pulled up, but
mean,
it's all good. But in that same clip, a little bit later on in the clip, she did say something about how her father didn't like her father raised her to not be like somebody's wife. And that's so
like
unfortunate. I was
actively, but what does that mean though? Like, did he say have your own and don't get married, or did like raise her not to be a wife? How? Or not
yeah,
to
I don't I
not
don't
to
know, like
prioritize being a
being a
wife?
wife.
Because I feel like that's
Yeah.
two different things.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, but based off of what she says, sis was like, yeah, my dad, he raised me not to be a wife, and I don't know if maybe he saw something in her that she just was not wifely material. So I don't know. I have no idea. But that's kind of wild. I think for me, the way I'm gonna raise my kids is I am going to I don't want to say I'm a push marriage, but I'm definitely going to be a positive voice for marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Here's
definitely
the
gonna.
here's how I look at it, right? I don't even think that it requires you to push it if you're modeling what a healthy marriage is. If
Oh,
you're
for
if
sure,
you're
for
if you're
sure.
modeling a healthy marriage, I think that your kids will see that, and it will naturally just be something that they want. And it may not be. Some they may be like, I'm cool on kids or whatever, but I think it's we don't necessarily have to harp on it or be like, you should get married or this and this. I think
Yeah,
it's just it becomes a natural thing. Like, hey, I see this. I see my parents here. I see this relationship. I see this dynamic, and this is something that I would want for myself. So
right,
I think that's
right.
interesting, though. Her dad raised her not to be a wife. That's yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And another thing too, with as far as like what the kids see in the house, I never saw so like I was raised by like my grandparents and like my aunt
Mhm.
and my uncle, they always like stepped in and helped raise us as well. I never seen any of them be like affectionate with each other. Now,
Yeah.
we saw the commitment with them being together like all the time. Well, not all the time, of course, but like actually like what a unit looked like as far as a man and a woman being in the same house.
Yeah.
But I never see any of like never seen any of my aunts like show any type of affection to their spouse.
Yeah.
And one thing I was very intentional about was letting the kids see us be affectionate
Yes.
with each other. Now, I'm not
Yes.
saying we about to have a whole makeout session in front of our kids. I'm not saying that, but
Come here, let me take it down.
hey, right, yeah, exactly. But no, I'm not saying that we were doing all of that. But like, it's funny because like anytime Ken comes home from work, he'll like give me a kiss or what. He'll make sure he find me in the house and
Yeah.
like give me a hug and a kiss or whatever. He acknowledges me, right? And it's like every time the kids are in our vicinity, you'll see them looking like they just be waiting. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, these kids are. And
Same.
then,
I
like, when
mean,
they were little, they used to kinda, like, come and walk in between us to kinda, like,
yeah.
that was a
Yes.
big thing too. But, yeah, I said that whenever I had kids, I wanna be intentional about, like, showing, like, affection between a man and a woman, like, healthy
Yeah.
affection between a man and a woman, like, in the house, because we questioned if they even,
If they even
like, "How did we get here?"
Yeah, I mean, I grew up my mom and my stepdad, and they were very affectionate. Like I hugs, kisses, all that. Like so that was normal for me to see. I think my husband is his was like yours, like a little bit less
Yeah,
affectionate. And I always joke like my family is like the hug family and hug, and his not as much, but it is also something that we discussed that's like, yeah, I think it's a priority to so they see that. So same, like if he comes, home, like hugs, kisses, like, I'm physical touch is my love language. So
mhm,
I get a little handsy. But
yeah,
like, so they see that and they did when they were younger. I mean, our youngest is 6, so he doesn't do it anymore, but they were like getting in between and but
uh-huh,
now
uh-huh,
it's like it's so the norm for them that they don't even really say anything. It's just like whatever.
it is
Mom's
what it
kissing
is.
on dad again.
Yeah. Yeah. Leslie is a very masculine woman. Yes, she is.
She is. So that's
She
why I asked, like, no, so I thought she was a lesbian. I ain't
yeah,
gonna
she's very
she was
masculine in the face,
butch.
masculine in the personality, masculine in the body, masculine, just masculine girl.
Right.
Her father failed her real bad. He raised
It's
her
true
to
to
be a
be a
man.
man. Yeah. Which is like
Yeah,
maybe that's part of the problem. Like if like you don't have to raise someone to be a wife. This isn't, the fucking this ain't Bridgerton in this motherfucker where women are literally raised to solely marry off. So
right.
it's like if he raised her and was like, "Yo, you ain't gonna be nobody's wife," I think there's some background to that, and like maybe
Mm,
he saw that, or maybe he took like her looks or her build or how she acted, and was just like, yeah, you ain't gonna be nobody's wife, which is a
Yeah.
detriment to her to
Yeah.
have that mentality, I think.
For sure. Because I think somewhere in America or abroad, there's somebody for her.
Yeah,
There's
there's somebody
definitely
for
everybody.
everybody. Girl,
Yeah,
yes,
and
it is.
she has access, you know, because she is a
Yes.
comedian, a celebrity, whatever have you.
Yeah.
She has access to, you know, I'm pretty sure somebody tried to push up on Leslie Jones once or twice.
Yes. There's plenty of men who like women who are aggressive. Like, shit, look at Papoose. Obviously, he like strong ass fucking
I don't know. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
chicks. Like,
I think Papoose find these women. I think he's using Clarissa. I felt like he used Remy Ma until he couldn't use her no more. At
he
one
got it
point,
tight, is all I'm saying.
yeah, exactly. He does. He does.
So Leslie
Maybe
Jones
not
is
so much.
somebody's type.
Right. And maybe not so much with Remy Ma, but definitely with Clarissa. Cause I'll be like, what is happening here?
Yes. Yeah.
Her name might have been Leroy Jones in her past.
Leroy
Ain't no way.
Jones not
She
smoking
was smoking cigars
cigars.
with us. I cannot. That is hilarious.
Oh.
She can't be y'all sparring partner with all that strength. Exactly. The
Oh,
facts, Yami.
seriously, but like, see, that's 100%, I think, coming from a place of hurt, and to project that to younger women. Yeah, I think that's you're doing a disservice. You're doing a disservice to like your platforms, to people, because I think that's something that I've seen too already, that we talked about, like younger women who have an aversion to marriage, or who are like so young and already like man haters. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is happening?
Yeah, yeah. It's I think that's one of the things that I advocate for the most is like women and men both stop playing the blame game on each other, because it's like
Yeah,
the women are blaming the men are blaming the woman, and it's like they're missing each other. You know what I mean? So for sure. I would never be the person to advocate not getting married or avoid marriage.
yeah.
Now, one thing about Ken, and it kind of pisses me off every time he does it. Anytime he talks to like a younger guy, he has like this long-standing joke of saying, "Don't do it."
Don't do
Like,
it.
yeah. And it's like, yo, I'm like, you gotta
You be
stop doing
like,
that, because yeah, I'll be looking at him like, buddy, like
stop.
for real, like
Like,
for
you
real.
trapped.
Yeah, like you live a good life over here. And he's like, yeah, but it's just, you know, you don't want to. I'm like, come on, bruh. Peace and love is
Right.
important. Absolutely. She doesn't have they said
She doesn't
Leslie
have
doesn't have
access.
access. She does have
Well,
access.
I think we could argue that she has more access than
The
the
average person.
average person. Maybe not as much as other celebrities, but I, like you said, I guarantee somebody is trying to climb that, knock that down. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
is her
Yep.
type. She,
Exactly. Exactly.
but maybe she
Exactly.
don't see that for herself. Maybe, like, we don't know how that dynamic between her and her dad was,
Yeah.
as far as like, my dad didn't raise me to be a wife. Like,
Yeah. I said the same thing too. I felt like maybe what she's saying is like a cape for how she really feels about herself, and it's unfortunate that her husband kind of like drilled that in her head.
yeah,
Yeah. So soft
her
rain.
dad. Yeah,
Yeah. Kind of like it seems as if he had something to do with her probably not seeing marriage for her.
yeah. Because I
Yeah.
think if he did the opposite, then obviously she wouldn't feel that way. Like, and
Yeah.
is that why you're not a wife? Because your dad told you not to be a wife, or he raised you
Mhm.
to not be a wife? Like, I don't know. I have a lot of questions for that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So Rain said, hey, y'all, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Absolutely. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Soft Rain. Again, if you guys haven't, make sure you subscribe and share and hit the like button. They are all free.
Yes, hit the button. Where's the button gonna
Mhm.
be?
Trishan says she's not a virgin, so somebody like her. How you know, Trishan?
Exactly.
But that is a good
Somebody.
point. That is a good point. That is definitely a good
Somebody is
point.
attracts her, and it's like, but it's got to be a reason too. Like you said, it's coming from a place of hurt. Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe she thought she was gonna get married to somebody, and it didn't work out, and now she's carrying that around.
Mm.
Maybe it's not just her dad raised her to not
Yeah.
be a wife. Like, it's something like, okay, did he raise you to be alone then
Yeah.
forever? Like,
That's a good question. Like, what does that look like?
right.
Yeah. I would love to hear the conversations between the two of them for sure. Yeah. But also too, if her husband or if the father was teaching her not to be a wife, was he also teaching her brothers not to be a
Not to
husband?
be husbands,
Yeah,
right?
because I think she's like one of like 8 kids or 7 or 8 kids or
Damn.
something. Yeah, and I think I, th- I think she's the only girl. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Oh,
But,
see, all these dynamics at play. Like you gotta.
yeah,
So maybe he ain't know what to do. Maybe he raised her like one of the boys. And it was just like, yo, you about to be doing this. And where was mom? Where was mom in this conversation of don't be a wife? Like,
exactly.
I think that's a very interesting take. I never heard nobody that was raised to not be a wife. I mean, I wasn't raised to be a wife or not be a wife either way. It
Right,
wasn't
exactly. It's just
wasn't a
kind of like
purposeful thing. Like it was just
right.
kind of like, you
Yeah.
know.
And that also adds to something that I always say. I feel like I was trying to see if I could find out how many siblings she has. I don't know. All I know is that she is the only girl within her siblings and she does have
Mhm.
multiple other brothers. But um yeah, I don't was it a situation to where they only knew how to deal with boys cuz some people don't know how to raise daughters.
Yeah.
Like raising daughters or a girl is completely different than raising boys, okay? It's a lot. And
Tell me about
sometimes, people don't know how to raise or differ between the two. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It
yeah.
does require a different approach.
Yeah, super. In this interview she did, there was a point where she smiled. I say emailed, smiled, and we got a glimpse of her femininity. She needs to smile more often. She does, because like even in this particular clip, at the end of the clip, she had a beautiful smile on her face,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I could see it. It's in there somewhere, So maybe I don't know if she just worked on that a little bit more. I think somebody like Leslie. Somebody got a thing for Leslie. And
Listen,
he
you
might
see
and he
some
might even be white. You know what I mean? But
somebody,
somebody
she is somebody's type. I'm telling
for
you. So it's
sure.
just, you know,
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
yeah. But that whole marriage is modern day slavery is wild. Like it is. She's just angry that nobody chose her. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That could be it
That
too. Maybe it's a cape.
Yeah, because like I said, she could have been with somebody and it didn't work out that way. And it's like, there's people coming from a place of hurt. It's what I see online too, where it's just like, yo, you're coming from a place of hurt and rejection. Like
Yeah.
if you 40 something and you talking about how men ain't shit and men ain't this and men ain't that and like, is it men or is it just the men that you chose?
That part.
Is
Exactly.
it all, like, again, I don't like to generalize for men or for women, but it's
Mhm.
like, what are you basing that off of? If you're basing that off of your own personal experiences that men ain't shit, like, if you're pinpointing the men that you've dealt with, at some point you have to take accountability and say
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
ain't that men ain't shit, it's that the niggas that you chose ain't shit.
That
So
part. Yeah, cuz I mean, I've been out the game for a long time and I don't really have too many different, men that I've dated, but
yeah,
I can honestly say all of the men that I've dated, I don't know if I could say that about any of the guys that I've dated. Like,
I can, child. So
yeah, I'd be like, some of us, listen, one of them, they just,
listen,
it
my
wasn't
daughter's
it.
father. But that's the thing, like, I can't take that and say, oh, because I've dealt with men who weren't shit, all men ain't shit, all
Right,
y'all, all this, all that. Like, nah, I chose men that wasn't shit. I gotta
right,
be take accountability for that. That was on
yeah,
me. Like,
right,
you know what I mean? Like, their actions were their actions, but if it was a matter of not seeing the flags that were there, ignoring shit, or whatever the case was, like, it can't just be that all men ain't shit. Like,
right, that part. Because I don't believe that at all. It's some super
no.
dope, decent guys out here for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is all the comments for today. I want to say thank you again so much, Yami. This was absolutely
Yes.
amazing. We got to do more
This was
conversations like
fun.
this.
We do. Listen, I could chat it up. I could chat
Yep.
it up.
Yep. If you guys have any more comments, you guys can feel free to put the last couple comments down below. Trishan said if she just played the game instead of trying to run the playing ground, she would be married. That's a good That's a very good point because I can see her strong. You know what? Leslie Jones give me the energy of like Vespuccia from Norbit. She really do. Like
she does, but then I wonder how much of that is her, like the
projection,
persona,
yeah.
the like, you know, is that truly who she is, or is that just, you know, the facade of like the comedian face that she puts forward?
Right. It could be a mixture of both, though. That's what I think it
Yeah.
is. I think it's partially who she is, but I think it's because who she's become because, you know, what she's experienced growing up with her dad and all that other stuff. So I think it's both. I think it's both. Great. Trisha said, great conversation. Thank you so much. Soft Rain said, great show, Kira and Yami. Thank you so much, Soft Rain.
Yes. Will they do this again?
Yes. Bridget said, do you remember a time you got caught smack dead in a lie? I think my biggest lie, and I feel like it's not even a lie anymore, it's a part of who I am. I think it's whenever Ken or anybody, my friends, my family members, whenever they ask me what time I'm getting off work. Like I live through that lie almost every single day, bro. It's like it's actually a part of me, and people don't even
never
believe
getting
me
off at the time you say you get off,
bruh. Never. So if that's me being caught dead smack in a lie, then that's what it is. Because every time I give somebody a time, they be like, add another hour and a half to that, because Shakira, she'll be. Listen, so how about you? Do you remember every time a time when you were caught dead smack in a lie?
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I remember if I have it like getting caught smack dead like in a lie, like I'm lying and then I just immediately, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really lie. In my situation, there's no reason for me to lie. Like I do understand that some people are like just habitual liars, like they just lie, but like I don't know what kind of situation is happening where you feel like you just can't be honest with people.
Yeah.
Like
now have I lied about stuff? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think we've all been there. You know what I mean? But like in a situation to where we just out here lying, it's like I don't know. But thank you so much, Yami, yet again. Yes. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you like this live and subscribe to my channel. We're going to do this more often. If you guys haven't, make sure you go over and follow Yami's page. Yami, did you want to add anything before we head out?
No, I'm good. That was fun. Again, thank you for having me. This was
yes, absolutely. Where can the people find you?
I'm online at With Love Yami. That's everywhere. I think I'm on TikTok. I don't really be on a TikTok. I ain't gonna hold you, but With Love Yami, that's my Instagram and Threads and my website are my main things.
Absolutely. All right. Feel free to share my link with Yami. You can bring her on as well. Oh, okay, great. Tez, there's a group called the Raw Society Coalition, and it's a group of dope creators. I believe it's 5 of them, and they have a group where they do live shows like this pretty regularly. And right after this show, Tez is going to be running a show that I'm actually going to be on. So if you have time, you can join. And the conversation is going to be about protecting women. So I think it'll be pretty cool. If you have a couple of minutes to spare, you can join. I believe his live is starting in about 20 to 30 minutes. So if you have a little bit of extra time, I'll make sure I send you over that link if you have time, if you feel inclined. He brings a lot of great conversations. A lot of good insight. And I am excited about his topic because I think it's important for Black men or just men in general to just be more forward about protecting women. So,
I'm down.
All right. Sounds good. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I will see you guys in the next live.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Real tough, no filters, just truth. I'm soft, but I'm solid, don't get it confused. Ooh, ooh, ooh. know who I am, got nothing to prove. Yeah. Pretty and powerful, walking in truth. Yeah. I don't gotta dim just to make room for you. Yeah, real truth, we speaking it clear. Love me a man that ain't moved by fear. I shine, he shine, we both up.